Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy, the Mad Kiger. And up here today, I actually wanted to do something a little bit different here today. I wanted to talk about this whole rumour about the PlayStation 5 backwards compatibility and sort of give my sort of 2 cents on the situation, talk about the whole rumour itself and stuff like that. I'm trying to fucking make some room so I can step back. Again, like I said, tomorrow's a big day for me getting my new TV, so I'm looking forward to that. I do want to thank everyone. Now reached over 300 subscribers, so I'm a big thanks to that. I'm falling over. I'm not used to doing videos standing up. But I've got to say that it's this whole PlayStation 5 rumour has got me thinking about it. Now, before I talk about that, I just wanted to mention about the Xbox One Series X or the Xbox Series X, whatever it's called. That has already been confirmed. We know the specifications. Microsoft have already put out their specifications, their official word on it, whereas Sony haven't done that with the PlayStation 5 yet. Apparently in February we are going to be getting an announcement for the PlayStation 5, so a lot of these rumours and speculation will probably be answered in February. So, you know, that's why I thought I'd do this video today and sort of see if these rumours are true. The Xbox Series X is going to be a very powerful system, you know, 120 frames per second, 8K, all of that stuff. I don't know if that's true or not. We'll see when it comes out. Am I going to get it? Maybe, I don't know. Now that I'm going to have a 4K TV, it wouldn't be a bad way to go, really. But we already know that is going to have backwards compatibility with both Xbox One, Xbox 360 and original Xbox. However, it is not in the way that we know it, where, you know, it's a simple put in any Xbox classic game and it will work. It don't work like that. Microsoft have done backwards compatibility in a really interesting way. They've released games for their backwards compatibility program. Most of them have gone on the store, so you can buy them digital. If you have the physical version, it will work on your Xbox One, but not every game is backwards compatible. Similar to how the Xbox 360 did have some backwards compatibility with the original Xbox. You want to go online, find out what games are backwards compatible. It is good that Microsoft done it like that, because that means that some games will also get enhancements. They have been enhanced for Xbox One X, updates, and of course we all know that Xbox 360 and original Xbox games look and play better on an Xbox One. That's already been confirmed. It's kind of obvious. It makes sense. You know, Xbox One and Microsoft have done a great job of bringing those classics back to the new generation, so we can go back and play some of our old favourites, or maybe find a hidden gem here and there. And because the Xbox 360 has a great library of games, you know, you're not really going to go wrong with that. And there's about nearly 400 of them now, and there are digital games only as well, so be aware. And original Xbox had about maybe 30 or so not the biggest. I could imagine when the Xbox Series X comes out, they probably will add more games to it. I think Microsoft have sort of told us now that they're not going to add any more original Xbox games. And I don't know about Xbox 360 games, but we know that they have done a pretty good job with it. Now that gets on to the PlayStation 5. The PlayStation 5 has still got a lot of unanswered questions about it. However, there's this rumour going around on the internet. Could be fake, could be a hoax, we never know. However, rumours do come from some stem of truth. A rumour is often started, it sometimes have a half-truth to it. Is it fake? Is it real? Sony will probably debunk this or confirm this in February when they do the update, the announcement, the official PlayStation 5 announcement. I was in two minds whether I wanted to get one, but if this is true, then I definitely will be getting a PlayStation 5. Now, before I get onto the rumour itself, I just wanted to sort of tell you guys that Sony have done backwards compatibility before. It's been done, and it's still being done to this day. The original PlayStation 1, the PlayStation 2 did play pretty much every PlayStation 1 game. So, you know, if I was to put a PlayStation 1 game into my PlayStation 2, it will probably work. Providing the game works itself. and the PlayStation is fine. But, you know, Sony did a good job with that back in the day, you know, and for the most part, also, sorry, and for the most part, you know, memory cards, the controllers worked, and even some of like the light guns and things worked as well. So all the accessories worked. So Sony did a fantastic job on the PS2. The PlayStation 3, however, continued with that backwards compatibility. Every PlayStation 3 worked with PS3 and even PlayStation 1 games. However, there was a single type of PlayStation 3, I think it was the 40 gigabyte original fat model, had a special lid that you could open, and it would have PlayStation 2 ports for controllers and memory card. And you could play PlayStation 1, 2 and 3 games on your PlayStation 3. Unfortunately, that console is kind of hard to find. It's not like the hardest console to find, but it's quite a sought after one because most people like the fact that you can have 3 consoles on one. Again, there aren't no enhancements or anything for it, but the fact is you could play PS1 and PlayStation 2 games on a PS3. That's often why people look for that particular PlayStation 3. And even the PlayStation Portable also had downloadable PS1 games as well. And even the Vita, for example, has some backwards compatibility as well. You can download PlayStation 1 games and even PSP and PS Mini games. So, you know, Sony have done backwards compatibility before. Now, the PS4, on the other hand, was where a lot of people were sort of let down. There wasn't no PS1, no PS2, or no PS3. However, that's not true. PlayStation 3 games are on PlayStation Now. They are streaming only, unfortunately. For the most part, they work pretty well if you've got a decent connection. I've played some PS3 games on PlayStation Now, and they work great for the most part. They're not fantastic, but they still work. And the same thing goes for PlayStation 2 games. There are some PlayStation 2 games on PlayStation Now and the digital store. And these games were enhanced slightly and also had trophy support. So, you know, Sony have done backwards compatibility throughout all of the PlayStation life cycles. However, they handled it differently each time. You know, like PlayStation 2 was quite simple. Both 1 and 2 worked. The 3, only a certain model had PlayStation 2 capabilities. And the PlayStation 4 and PSP and Vita were mostly digital only kind of things. Now we go on to the PlayStation 5 rumour. Now the rumour has it is that PlayStation 5 is not only going to be backwards compatible with the PlayStation 4, but also the 3, 2 and 1. Now, apparently Sony have been working on something since 2012 called Everything Everywhere. That's the slogan. That's where this rumour sort of could have a bit of half-truth to it. I could imagine Sony doing this. Now, a lot of people are kind of trying to put their own 2 cents on this. Are all the games going to be on the digital store? All the physical discs going to work? There's also been some rumours about certain games, and some games are going to be kind of like the Xbox One has done, enhanced PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 1 games with trophy support for some of the older games. They did do that with the PlayStation 2 on the PlayStation 4, as we know. So it is possible for them to do that. Now, I could imagine that this isn't going to be every single game. So don't be expecting to put in, you know, something like, I don't know, a random game here, Tom and Jerry Mousetrap, and expect it to be 4K enhanced and all of this stuff. I could imagine Sony will release most of their top games digital, kind of like the PlayStation 2 on the PS4. Most of their sort of sought after games, most of their like top games, so games like Resident Evil, Grand Theft Auto, you know, games like if I just look here, I'm sort of trying to figure out someone. Games like maybe a Driver, for example. You know, Cool Borders, Gran Turismo. Some of their games that were like on the PS Classic. So I can imagine if they are releasing digital versions of these games, that's how they're going to add those trophy and 4K enhancements. Maybe the same for the disc. I don't know. I don't really know how it could fully work. However, disc games probably could have full compatibility, because they could essentially do what they did with the PlayStation 2 and the PlayStation 3 and work on some sort of, I don't know, specifications. I don't know how you make consoles. I'm not one of those collectors where I know everything about the ins and outs of consoles. I just play games. I don't necessarily know everything about console, nor do I care that much, to be honest. I know some information, but it's not my forte. So maybe they could do something with the internal like disk drive that recognizes PlayStation 1, 2, 3 and 4 discs, and 5 of course, and we could have a full complete library of working games. But I couldn't imagine them releasing every single game digital. Bear in mind, the PlayStation 2 alone had nearly 4,000 games, and the PlayStation 1 has about nearly 2,000 plus games. So I couldn't imagine them doing that. I could imagine PlayStation 5 also getting rid of the region lock, which, if that is the case, and the games are fully backwards compatible, and the disc versions work, that means us collectors like myself, who collect PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2, and maybe PlayStation 3, could go back and buy some American or PAL games or Japanese games, depending on where you live. For me, it would be Japanese and American games. So that would be pretty cool if they did that. This whole everything everywhere has a lot of mystery around it. Everything gets kind of easily translated to full library. Everywhere, maybe they're doing some sort of remote play, kind of like what they did with the PlayStation Vita and the PlayStation 4. Maybe there's some sort of cloud system going on there. I don't know. So my 2 cents on the situation is, I think we will get a full backwards compatibility program with disc games, because it is possible, and certain games will be enhanced digitally, and possibly physically games could they do it as well, because it is possible. Xbox One have done it with some of their original Xbox games. So it is possible, but don't be expecting every single game to have trophies, every single game to have things. I could imagine Sony maybe might do what Microsoft do and add a couple of new games each month that have been enhanced. Or maybe they might go down the same route as Microsoft and, add some backwards compatibility games every month. So we might get a couple of new PlayStation 1 games or PlayStation 2 games every month. But I don't think that's the case, because Sony are trying to do something different to Microsoft. And why is backwards compatibility so important these days? Well, it's not that important, but at the same time, you got to bear in mind, if you're getting a PlayStation 5 and there's only 10 games in the first year, you're kind of limited to what you can play, right? So PS4 would definitely be on there. I don't have any doubts that PS4 will work on the PS5. But a full backwards compatibility program would be fantastic, and it would definitely be the selling point for me. As for the Xbox Series X, we already know that it's going to have the same backwards compatibility program as the Xbox One, so nothing really too new there. They might change it up a little bit here and there, but if Sony are doing what people are saying they're doing, then we could have the best PlayStation of all time. 5 consoles in one. Essentially, 5 consoles, 5 generations. You could sit there and go, oh, I've gone out and got the newest PlayStation 5, 60 frames per second, 8K, 4K, whatever. And what am I playing at the end of the day? Games from 1990, So yeah, I definitely think, 5 generations of consoles would be fantastic. Like I just said, I could go back and play Rugrats Search for Reptar, a game from my childhood. I still technically can play that now on the PS2, or even if I got PS1, I could do that. But again, you've got to bear in mind, it's going to be HDMI out. So the PlayStation 5 is going to be HDMI out. So you don't have to worry about getting these old consoles and having them all set up. There are people out there who would still prefer to play PlayStation 2 on the PlayStation 2, 3 on the 3. Fine. I'm sort of one of those people, but at the same time, convenience when it comes to consoles is always a nice little bonus, right? And it would justify that whatever price Sony put out for the PlayStation 5, which could be anywhere between £300 to £500, whatever. And I really, really do hope that Sony go through with this. And in my 2 cents on the situation, on this whole thing, my predictions are we will have a disc drive that plays all of them, but only certain games will have those enhancements and, trophy enhancements. And it will probably be some of the most requested games. And of course, Sony will probably add new ones each month. So don't be expecting, like I said, Tom and Jerry or RC to go on there. Just be expecting some of the more, well-known PlayStation 1 games and PlayStation 2 games. But that being said, I just realised, if this is true, I could play Time Splitters 3 on the PlayStation 5. It's the closest thing we're going to get to playing Time Splitters on a new console. And imagine if they enhance that, add new trophy systems into it, then we're happy, right? I want to know your guys' views on the PlayStation 5. Sorry I didn't really talk too much about the Xbox One S. Xbox Series X. Just call it the fucking Xbox One X2, right? Or fucking Xbox 2. Why do you have to call it a stupid name? PlayStation 5 makes sense. There's 5 consoles. PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Makes fucking sense, right? You can stack them all up. Goes, that's the 1, that's the 2, that's the 3, that's the 4, and that's the 5. Xbox, which one's that? Well, that's the Xbox. That's the Xbox 360. That's the Xbox One. That's the Xbox One X. That's the Xbox One X. And then that's the fucking Xbox Series X. Come on, man. Whatever, it don't matter, right? But seriously, guys, I want to know your thoughts on this rumour. Do you think it's true? Do you think I keep saying fucking Microsoft because the first console that I'm looking at is my fucking Xbox One. It's right there looking at me next to my PlayStation. So I want to know your guys' views on this. So if you enjoyed today's video, feel free to leave a like. If you want to see more videos like this, let me know in the comments if you want to see more sort of views on upcoming things, new events, new consoles, upcoming news, rumours on the internet. I thought I'd try something different. Tomorrow, guys, we have that PlayStation, and I said it wrong again. That's what happens when you don't script things. My 4K TV is going to be beautiful. I can't wait. It's going to be an unboxing video. Of course, I'm going to talk a little bit about it, give you my thoughts on it, show off each system that I've got up here. Xbox, PS4, and even the PlayStation 2. I might see what that looks like on there, just for shits and giggles. And by the way, I do have a pound cable for my PlayStation 2, so it won't look like complete and utter fucking shit. I can't really show any of the shows or anything like that because I don't want to get hit with copyright. So I might scroll through and see what apps and things you can download to give you guys a bit of a view on it. But I'm looking forward to it. A nice 50-inch 4K TV. All 3 systems up here, PS4, Xbox One S, and of course my PlayStation 2. My 3 favourite systems up here, well, Xbox One is sort of like a hit and miss for me, but I play it quite a bit with my friends. So I might be streaming tonight. If I am, join me on the Mad Kiger Everywhere. Of course, follow me on Twitter and Instagram and Mixer at the Mad Kiger. And subscribe if you haven't already and join the family. Once again, a big thank you to everyone who has subscribed, and all over 300 subscribers now. It's a nice way to start 2020 with this whole World War III thing going on. It's nice to have some sort of, good news here. But yeah, what a great way to start the new year. New TV, new generation. Could this be the year for gaming? Could the Series X and the PlayStation 5 be the ultimate console experience? Fuck PC for now. I'm a console gamer, always have been, always will be. I would like a PC, but unfortunately I don't have the space for it. So a laptop might suffice in the future. And of course, guys, as always, have a nice day. And I will see you tomorrow with that unboxing for that TV. It's going to be so fucking good. Anyway, guys, take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.